America is cooked. Imagine finally turning 18, the age to vote, to make a difference for your country. Two options to vote for president are Trump and Biden. Republican v. Democrat. Trump v. Sleepy Joe. Classy felon v. dementia. If you're like me, you've probably watched the presidential debate by now, thinking the debate was a joke. Now, this is America, land of the free, having freedom of speech to voice your own opinion. Now, who is the better candidate? Neither of them. Hear me out for a minute. I'm no Trump supporter, frankly, because I am not entirely sure what his views on certain issues are, or what he has done during his time of presidency. All I know is from what I hear, such as lowering taxes, having strict immigration policies, and overall helps mostly the middle and upper classes, as well as businesses. Trump at his core is a businessman. Nothing wrong with being a businessman running for presidency. However, it is not the greatest idea. Most people are willing to drop their morals for their businesses to grow. Considering this, Trump is most likely to take actions that benefit himself rather than the country. Apart from personality, he is considered one of the big three in terms of worst presidents in US history. I do not know what he has really done for the country besides being told what he has done, so do not take my word as fact. Same could be said about Sleepy Joe. Apart from being clowned on his entire presidency, I'm not entirely sure what he has done to help the American people. All I've been hearing is him giving tons of money to other countries rather than help his own people. Not saying it's wrong to help others out, but in doing so, he's putting a ton of Americans in a bad state, letting many immigrants in who have taken shelter in hotels, schools, and even hospitals, while being unable to help the homeless population out. Apart from his lack of leadership, he is over 80 years and has left many people wondering if he is physically or mentally fit at all to lead a nation. I do not know what he has done, if at all, for the American people, but like with Trump, I do not trust them for their character. Both have ran one term for presidency, and the American people have seen their flaws and strengths. So who really is the best candidate to be president? Trump is Trump. Trump is an iconic character for his infamous memes that have sprouted over the years. There is no doubt he is a bit of an exaggerator. As a character, he is quite funny. However, over the years, he has had multiple shady affairs and scandals come out. His most recent one being the Hush Money trial, where he was charged with 34 counts and found guilty on one, becoming a Class E felon. So for a felon to become president is not the idea most have when thinking about what kind of man the president should be. Stay with me now. Just because he is a felon does not mean he can't make America great again. It would be stupid to say he shouldn't be president because he is a felon. That would suggest people who have been incarcerated should not be able to become president, even if they have honest, virtuous views. According to the Constitution, there are not many regulations about running for president besides being over 30 years old and a US citizen. Only other time a candidate has won a governmental election while in jail was Matthew Lane in 1798. He went against John Adams while speaking out against the Sedition Act, which would imprison anyone who criticized the government. If Adams had won, that would have gone against our freedom of speech. The Constitution is not very specific on what can or cannot be said about our government. If Matthew was just trying to criticize the government, then being apprehended would be wrong. But if he had provoked further confrontation, then it would have been a crime. There really isn't any clear line on what can or cannot be said with the freedom of speech. So Trump being a felon should not exclude him to run for president. The crime Trump is being convicted for is falsifying business records on the first degree, which basically means he's lying about how much money he made, either to use that money to commit another crime or use for personal gain. To those who say it was charged with 34 counts of, being charged is not a crime. I like to believe innocent till proven guilty, although sometimes that can be a load of. Besides committing a Class C felony, most do not want Trump running for president because of his character, consisting of being a jerk. For one thing, he's racist, despite him saying that he's not, which makes people worried on how he will affect certain races. He also acts like an idiot and child when appearing on TV, doing uncalled for actions such as the 2020 debate. There's probably more reasons why you don't like Trump as a person than a president, to be honest. For me, honestly, I do not like the man because he has had relationships with very creepy individuals in the past. He is a liar, often exaggerating about certain topics, and overall a mean individual. Although you could argue him being aggressive is a good character trait for a president to have. Despite those factors, I don't really think you should care what a president's personality is if their actions are at higher volume than their words. It's like those anime characters where they treat everyone like trash, but they actually have a good heart and want to bring positive change to the world. Not saying Trump is some kind of misunderstood guy. I mean, I would have to meet him to actually see for myself what kind of man he is. You can't always believe what's on social media. However, seeing him on the debate argue why Biden is worse already gives a good idea of the man Trump really is. He also seems to be a shady character with this hush money trial, and overall just seems unreliable if he speaks the truth. Judging off from the time he was president, he did cut down taxes, but can't really say if he did more than just cut down taxes. We all want a president to help with multiple issues concerning the citizens, not just focusing on one. Despite his personality, he seems like he should not be president for many reasons. But listen, we all have our flaws. Trump could honestly be trying to save America, but looking at his actions to improve America are small and too focused on diminishing his opponent's character. Either way, Trump to me does not fit the ideal president, regardless of his personality. He is a liar like any other politician. He wants to gain the popular vote, which makes sense. It's one of the biggest ways to be president. Other than that, Trump should not be president because he is Trump. Biden should not be president for many reasons. Apart from the fact he looks and sounded like Saul Goodman during his early years, he is just too old. The nickname Sleepy Joe came from the times he would be on live television, sleeping through his conferences. I mean, the dude is 81 as of today, only beating Trump by 3 years. He should not be running for president at his age. He should be at a retirement home playing bingo, enjoying the rest of his life after all he's done already. People vote for him because they believe his policies are good, but I just can't believe someone will vote for him despite his age. Only 81? Having trouble staying awake? Having dementia? Yep, sounds like a good president to me. The man is literally on 1 HP. I just can't comprehend that he would run for president despite his conditions. Everyone has seen what a fool he has made himself out to be. Those who vote for him because they have hatred towards Trump is basically being petty that a person you don't like is winning, which is dumb. I'm not hating, but why not? What other choice do you really have? A man-child or 1 HP Joe? You could vote for an independent candidate, but they are most likely not going to win, so might as well put your chances on someone who will. And to those who vote for Biden because they're hoping he'll die and will be replaced by someone better. First of all, hoping your future president will die is just messed up, man. He is a human like the rest of us. He is going to lead a nation if he becomes president, so don't wish for his death, rather hope he does better than before. Second, I think some people forget his replacement will be Kamala Harris. I don't know about you, but she seems worse than the current two candidates, mostly because of her character. Doing specific ads to portray the other side as crazy is very rude and childlike behavior. Like both candidates, she should not be president since she does not look like she cares about the American people, just cares about winning and status. Biden, like Trump, is kind of a creepy dude. I don't know if you've seen it, but bro really does like chocolate chip mint ice cream. Overall, he should not be president because of his age and cognitive abilities, and it's kind of sad seeing his crew rally him on to be president. Even his own wife treats him like a child. No president should be a president if they are treated like that. It just goes to show how unintimidating he is. Like, imagine the toughest world leaders in a room together and Sleepy Joe next to them. You would not be intimidated by him. A president shouldn't be intimidating to his people, but definitely to his opponents. I mean, what would you think if you're in a 1v1 representing your team and your opponent starts missing every shot? You'll either think he's a troll or most likely he's trash. I mean, there's no other way of putting it. He should not be president at all for his age. If at any point you think, oh man, get a load of this guy, he thinks he knows better because he's dogging my president. No, I do not know who should be president. I will let this clip play and you'll see why I do not support either one of them.
In your second term, what would you do to make childcare more affordable?
Just to go back, a chance, not even a chance of coming out of this rut. We probably won't have a country left anymore. That's how bad it is. He is the worst in history by far.
And they voted who's the worst president in American history. One through best to worst. They said he was the worst in all of American history.
Did you see that? Let me zoom in on it for you. At no point did either one of them answer the question. They care so much about winning that I honestly think they have forgotten why they're even running for president. It's scary to think one of these two will be president when they cannot address to the American people about their concerns. No, they blabble on why the other is worse. A president should not be bickering about who's better. They are both like children. I cannot trust a man who acts like a child. A real, honest, good for the people president, to me, should not have been concerned on being badmouthed about. Instead, they should address the American people's concerns and let their actions speak for themselves. The fact they both badmouth each other is embarrassing. I mean, honestly, because of this debate alone, I am not entirely sure what they have done for America. I just know why either one of them should not be president. It honestly appalls me that one of these two will become president unless somehow RFK Jr. third parties them. If either one becomes president, I do not think America will perish or crumble like many have said. I do think, however, that either way their actions will lead us toward a grim future or a better one, depending on how they make their decisions. Like any other person, I have my views on what a good president should be. A good president should be strong, courageous, honest, tough, wise, kind, and be able to think what's best for the people, care about the impact they will bring towards their life. A good president will have values that may not align with many, but is true to himself, not giving in to the public's opinion. A good president should be working to find ways to better the lives of their citizens, letting their work speak for itself instead of making themselves look mighty and grand. Of course, everybody has a different opinion on who should be president by their values, knowing how a nation should be governed. I do think we can all agree we should strive to make a country a better place to live in without worrying about others first. After we can take care of ourselves, we should strive to help other countries, not by imposing on your own political values, but as people. But how would a nation know they are ready to help other countries if they are taking care of themselves? I have no clue. But I am sure somewhere down the road, America will be able to help themselves and others at the same time. Not because the government is strong, but because of the people. I remember people fearing what Trump would do, even bawling their eyes out after announcing he would be president. After his term ended, America was still up and running. So I don't think Trump will single-handedly bury the nation. I honestly can't recall what he has done, but I can say America will still be here if he becomes president. Same for Sleepy Joe. They can, however, lead the nation towards its fall. Anyway, if you live in America and are thinking about voting, good luck. I'm not gonna say you shouldn't vote, but be honest, there really is no good candidate this year. Either way, your vote is one of many that will make a difference towards your country for the next 4 years. So choose wisely and good luck with your decision. Either way, whatever you choose, just know America is cooked.
Thing that said, take a look at what happened.
Some breaking news as President Joe Biden has just announced that he is dropping out of the 2024 presidential race. This happening just